Yeah.
It's gonna go apart
So we're gonna
terribly.
start with Team Edom. So Edom, as the two of you are moving with him together into the elevator, is like
Anders has her laser cutter ready.
expositioning you. He says, "We've already made an attempt to get down to the lab. I was with Dr. Ziegler. We
Oh, more
were
information.
Right?
analyzing the carcinoid's DNA sequence with assistance from the android Hinton. Hinton's been very useful lately, but he has been acting strange. Ziegler got left behind. I believe that he is dead. Valdez said we couldn't come back here, but as long as we have my credentials," and he holds his credentials out in front of him, "we'll be able to get into the clean room, grab the portable computer terminal, and leave."
Hey Manson, didn't you say your scanner got borked just by scanning stuff?
It did, and that's why it's off.
I'm saying that might explain Hinton. Me all.
Oh, for sure. If he was exposed to the signal the same way that my scanner was, he is, after all, merely a machine. A very capable one, but a machine nonetheless.
Wait, where's Ziegler? Ziegler, all right?
As I mentioned, I believe he's dead.
Oh no.
Those who fall behind stay behind.
Let's just get this over with.
I dare say we won't see him attempting to undercut me in publishing papers anytime soon.
That's ominous.
Priorities, yeah.
Oh, yes, sorry. I realize that could have sounded very cold, but I've been told that I'm a rather cold person.
Hmm. Cold, calculated. Yeah, something. How far we gotta go?
You hear a bing as the elevator arrives. Not far at all. So you can see that inside of the lab,
First.
we've got this top-down lab area for you. Bing.
Ooh, nice.
The elevator, as you can see, is on that far left-hand side. And inside the elevator, like when you arrive, you exit, and on the left, the lab picture is on the wall. And you hear Edom say, "Yes, let's get over to the lab, and through it we'll be able to enter the clean room. In and out, less than 5 minutes. Quite quick."
Lead the way.
Just nod and walk along with him.
Be looking behind us as we go.
He walks past the walkway on the right, area 10. The door there leads to the tumblers and the terraforming room, to the staircase that you would use if power was out. He says, on the left here, and he's knocking on a concrete wall. There's the cryo vault in there. There are several carc larvae in there. If we could get in, we'll see. He makes it to the lab that says geoanalysis, chemical, and environmental systems. And he pulls the door aside. Inside it's quiet. It looks like people just got up and left in the middle of it. So Edom is walking over to the clean room and trying his key card. Sergeant Yang goes with him, and you can see that Yang has a pulse rifle out and is not going with him. Yang is watching the room and clearing every corner, checking just to make sure that nothing's coming down from the ceiling. Sobel is walking around just mention, man, he's a problem. We're gonna have to eliminate him. You can see that there's a lot of research that's just left out in the open here. But the other big thing that you hear is every time Edom tries to swipe his pass to get into the clean room, you just hear a beep beep boop. Beep beep boop.
Anders is gonna walk over and we got a problem here?
It would seem someone changed the codes.
How's that possible? Aren't you in charge?
Warning. Hydro reactor cooling system overloaded. Manually engage flood controls to prevent shutdown. Edom looks over, no look of hesitation, no look of worry, not a single bead of sweat. Swipes his card again. Beep, beep, beep.
Is this room here where Dr. Ziegler was working with you on this carcinogen problem?
Yes, in the clean room through this heavy industrial decontamination airlock.
I was meaning any of the research out here.
I can get through this if you get out of the way, but like, there's nothing dangerous in there, right? Like, it's not gonna be a problem if I bust open this door. Like, nothing's gonna come bursting out, right?
Oh, I don't. There's some sort of failsafe alarm, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. Go ahead. He steps aside and gestures for you to start laser cutting the door.
All right.
I want to start examining the open research that got left behind, see if there's anything that might help us.
Okay, you can
While
see
Anders
that they're
hacks a door open with a
yeah
buzzsaw.
they are researching doxorubicin. Do you have scientist or pharmacology as a specialization? Oh, you are a scientist, yes. So you know that this is a chemotherapy medication.
Is it the same as the chemo drugs that I recovered
No,
from
those
Freezer Boy?
were. I like that you remember that. Those are unlabeled, but now that you're looking at it, you're like, these could be the same thing, actually. As you start laser cutting into the door, we fade away and we hear Edom say, if we could get into the cryovault in the next 2 hours, we could get the DNA samples in. But as you start laser cutting, we fade to black, and then we hear like a break-in detected. So loud. So loud. Immediately, the soldier that's with you just starts grabbing tables and chairs and putting them up against the door. And Sergeant Yang's just like, yep. Yeah, the carcinoids are going to come after that one.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he hears you say, oh no, he's like, keep cutting that door open. Because we
Okay.
need to get in and we need to get out.
Fast as I can.
I think like I look over and I'm like,
Again,
that's
this
that
whole
kind of
scene,
expert's problem.
this whole scene taking
black.
place, black screen, we just hear you guys talking.
Okay.
And we fade into a cross cut of Valdez like securing a like repelling harness onto Dr. Mason and is just saying military words that you don't understand. She's just like, all right, you got your hazard suit on, got your pulse rifle, 3 mags, headlamp. She's securing all of your equipment to you. You try to pump the pulse rifle. She goes, okay, no pulse rifle for you. She takes the pulse rifle back. She hands you 3 magazines. Say, carry that. Someone more useful than you may be screaming. Give those to them. Doctor, secure them to your suit. You don't want to be holding them. You need to hold the rope, okay? The rope goes between your legs. You wrap it around your leg. You use that to control you on your way down. Have you ever fast rope before?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna go with you. All right. Our job is to get down into the hydroreactor and make sure that it is working. This is a 60-meter drop. Do not look down. Understood? No looking down.
How do I know when to go?
You and I are going to go together. I'm going to be above you. I need you to keep your eyes on my butt the whole time. All right? I'm going to tell you when to jump, when to go down. I'm going to go down when you go down. We're going together, okay?
Alrighty then.
You see that they drop, the 2 ropes. You're going to be the first one going down.
Oh no, I was about to say I'm gonna watch.
And your
goes
rope,
first.
you watch as seriously 200 feet of rope drops into absolute pitch black darkness.
I'm just like, it doesn't sound like it's done.
I need you to make a fear save on the way down. And I don't have to tell you that failing is real bad while you're hanging on a rope.
We're not good at this. Any way I can swing jerry rigging?
No! Under no circumstances.
Oh
You're not gonna
no!
lobby your way out of it.
Boy.
Hey, you didn't
It's gonna
critically
hurt.
fail.
Not a critical, though. Not a critical. No one's actually panicked in this system yet.
So far.
When it
The only thing
happens,
I got was nightmares.
yeah, it's gonna be bad when it happens for real. It's gonna be real bad.
Yeah, we
You
can push and
start going
stress.
down. Valdez is basically quietly berating you the whole time to keep your attention on her, which honestly is working for you right up until she goes, no shit, no, don't go. And you go and your feet come
You
down
said go?
on something squishy. And when you look down, you see some of that webbing you saw in the clean lab before.
I take
And
out
you're
one
like,
of the clips
this is a
and I
cocoon. This
Throw
is
it
a
at it.
cocoon? Sorry, what do you do?
I took out one of the clips of ammo and I just throw it at it.
Okay. It truly begins dropping further and further down. And as that happens, from the inside of your hazard suit, you hear like a... And then you hear like a weird grainy click that you identify as a Geiger counter. And you can see on the inside of your suit that your radiation level is now acute poisoning. If you weren't wearing this suit, you would be so deeply radiation poisoned that you would require immediate medical attention.
I'm just both hands, like the ropes are on my waist, so I'd say both hands come up and I'm just trying to hold the helmet on to make sure it's on tight.
You drop that magazine. It hits the floor way beneath you, like
Oh no.
40 or 50 meters down. The cocoon you're basically standing on bursts, and then you hear other pops, and you think you can see other cocoons further down all bursting, and
Oh boy.
baby carcinids launching themselves 30 meters down and just disappear into the darkness in the direction of where that magazine dropped. Valdez is just like, Doctor, shut the fuck up.
Do you have a grenade?
She looks at you and she's like, you're a fucking genius. She is like using one arm to hold herself in place, pulls a grenade, drops it. It is just like, Doctor, hold on tight.
You have more grenade.
There's no, this isn't a movie. There's no fire, right? You're literally flattened against the wall by the shock force. I need you to make another fear save. As you're basically like your face is slammed against the wall. Okay.
Slightly better.
Stress level 10. You get slammed against the wall. You're like, oh fuck. It's
Oh god,
so
is the helmet okay?
scary.
Did it crack? Did it crack? It didn't crack. Oh, it didn't crack.
The two of you keep making your way down. You hear other Marines coming down above you. You pass the spillways about this point, and you can hear the laser cutter that the other team is using, and you also hear the alarm on the clean room door going like, warning, containment breach, warning, containment breach. And in the shadow of the spillway, we see that there is a carcinid moving, ignoring your group and going out into the hallway where the elevator is. It literally like batters down the door from the spillway and is now between the elevator and the laboratory, cutting off any retreat of Team 2. And as you and your group continues to move down, you miss seeing that in the shadows, and we cut back to Team 2.
I knew Anders should provide a distraction. Good on her.
Oh, and we don't know this, right? We have no idea.
Yeah. You are in a
love
room
nice.
now with a glass partition. You can see that Dr. Ziegler is on the other side. And he looks a little something like this. He puts one hand up on the glass, and it's
Ooh.
very Independence Day.
Yeah.
Oh, you definitely said that guy was dead.
He pushes a button with his left hand while his right hand's up there, and you hear Ziegler say, "Leave me here." And he turns and he goes back to working on something. Edam's like, I thought he was dead. But if you look right by his left side, that's my portable computer terminal.
Oh my
That
gosh.
can't be the important part right now.
And there's a vial of hydrofluoric acid. I've been theorizing the hydrofluoric acid is the weakness of the carcinids.
What's he
It-
doing?
Dr. Edam walks forward and goes, Dr. Ziegler, what are you doing in there? And
Oh my gosh.
he's like working on something that you can't see. Ziegler's whole body is blocking the area.
Did it look like he has paper cuts?
Yeah,
I mean, this guy is 100% infected for sure.
right.
I mean, he's not just at the paper cut level. He must be at like some further along level that you haven't seen.
Does he seem more coherent to you then?
No, he's normally this stupid. I must say he's a lesser mind than me.
Oh, I was talking to Manson.
He still seems to be of his own sapience, if that's your question.
Kinda. Didn't you say the others just kind of shut down?
Edom walks forward and is using his key card on the door to the clean room, and it's just like, meow, meow. Meow, meow. Denied again. Okay, use your laser cutter on this door, young lady. Thank you.
Oh boy. We sure?
I want to walk over to. Is there like, I assume that when he pushed a button, there's like a like room to room PA to be able to
Yes.
talk of both sides. I want to walk over to our side and push the button.
You push the button, and his head immediately snaps backwards to look at you.
Like owl backwards.
Yeah, what are we
Yes.
talking? Oh. Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
Dr. Ziegler, are you still self-aware?
So just to be clear, he's looking at you, but his body is doing things facing
Yeah.
away from you. He nods so slowly.
So,
I'm
we
blinking,
would.
but he's not.
We are trying to stop what happened to you from happening to everybody else. Does that make sense to you?
He starts tapping the vials of hydrofluoric acid at his side.
Is there like, I know for some labs there's like a decon pass through to try to like pass materials in and
Just
out.
destroyed that decon pass-through with the laser cutter.
Well, not just like a walking through thing for people, but like a small like shelf thing to be able to pass files in and out.
Yes, that's what you just destroyed with your laser cutter. It
Okay.
was a secure pass-through meant for decontainment. If you're asking, can you get anything in and out of this lab? No, you have to go through the door to get in.
Okay. Have you learned more about the signal that does this to people?
His head, which is backwards, goes no. Hands still working forwards.
Can you tell me what you're working on?
I need you to roll a d5.
Okay.
His shoulders begin twitching. His head pops off, and you can see that Attack on Titan style, he's got like 2 meters long of like a bug limb that's now like, whatever a carcinid is, it's now using his head as like a puppet as it bursts from his body. That's not the bad part, right? The bad part is that you hear someone firing a pulse rifle and screaming from the other room, from the lab, going, "Carcinid!"
At Ziegler or out the door that we came in?
It sounds
That's
like
the
they're
question.
firing towards the hallway to the elevator, but they're also screaming like they're being physically attacked. Like,
Anders is looking there.
okay,
I can't help with. I'm staying focused on Ziegler.
okay. So Ziegler, Carcinid Ziegler is attacking the glass between the two of you. Like that's how we're gonna do it. So this is how initiative works in this system. I tell all of you what happens if you do nothing. So I'll say things like you die, and you tell me what you want to do to make that not happen. Got it?
Yep.
Okay, so if you do nothing, Ziegler the Carcinid will break through this glass and continue to shed his human husk, pull himself through the room, and try to envelop and eat Dr. Manson.
Okay, so here's.
But hold on. The other thing is, and if you do nothing, your Sergeant Yang is going to be eaten by the Carcinid approaching from the other direction.
Anders, do you want to deal with the hallway and I'll try to deal with the doctor?
That sounds like the best plan we got. So Anders is going to go help the sergeant.
Okay.
Now,
One thing of note, Kain, before you do anything else. It seems weird Ziegler is wearing a vial of hydrofluoric acid, which is properly labeled, on a lanyard around his neck.
He knew.
What would you like to do, knowing all this information?
You tap
You
the
won't,
acid.
if you do nothing, you won't die instantly, but you will be surrounded by limbs and alien creatures.
Right. I would like to take a couple steps back and ready my SMG, and I'm going to try to shoot the vial around his neck to spray the acid all over him.
Okay. Let's make that roll.
Come on, Doc.
Hopefully the vial's not
Live.
bulletproof. Oh, I don't have the gun on my sheet.
It's okay. It's a combat roll, I believe.
Yeah.
We're not going to need to know how much damage you deal. If you hit a vial specifically prepared to be broken with a bullet, you will 100% break it.
I don't think there's any hustle for any of these. All right. Do I get, since I'm taking he's smashing his way through the glass and I have a moment to like sit still and aim, can I roll with advantage for taking the time on the shot?
I will give you advantage if you make a fear save successfully.
Ooh.
Worth trying.
Yeah.
I have the worst fear save in the group.
Yeah, someone about to panic says it's worth trying.
I didn't panic.
Bad. A 97. Okay, no advantage. You're freaking out. You stumble backwards. It's not good. You fail. Your stress goes up again. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. You definitely hit the Carcinid Ziegler a couple times, but as we've already established, your SMG can't deal enough
Backing
damage.
up.
Yeah, you're just spraying bullets. The Ziegler Carcinids. It rather than turn the head around, it turns the body around so it's facing the correct direction as it pulls itself. So like it's no longer attempting to like pretend to be human. It's no longer like using arms and legs, right? It's sprouting more limbs and pulling itself through as it becomes a new creature, husking away Ziegler's body. And like the vial is still around the neck because the head bursts out, right? And so the creature is wearing the lanyard that has the vial attached to it, but like the clothes and the rest of its body is being left behind in truly horrifying piles. Ludemann, let's talk about Anders running back into the lab. You see that, if you do nothing, Yang's dead. Like this Carcinid is like Starship Troopers, like it's gonna like bow down and rip him apart with its chainsaw mouth sort of deal.
Yeah, Anders is okay. Yeah, Anders is gonna run out, set up sort of like midway between the like door that she was coming out of and this hallway area. Shout, "Get down!" and open fire with this laser cutter.
Okay. Good luck.
Here we go. Yeah, not gonna be probably fantastic. This is just a combat roll, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And I mean, industrial equipment. Could I argue that that's what I'm using and I get my bonus for it?
I will allow for that. Yeah.
All right.
Nope.
Oof.
Not on a 94.
Dice, not even close.
You needed the opposite of that. You needed a 49 and you got a 94.
That's
Yeah, so you start charging your industrial laser. It goes. You literally cut Yang in half in the process. He just goes. His torso is still shooting at the creature as he lies on the floor. He passes out from the incredible shock. He's almost certainly lethally dead, but his finger is holding down the trigger. Bullets are spraying everywhere. The Carcinid, however, is like schlooping onto his corpse, and it's injecting him with something. You start seeing paper cuts start appear on his face.
Yeah.
Sobel nearby is just like, I knew this was gonna happen, man. I knew this was gonna happen.
Dear God, man, fight!
Do something.
All right. You order Sobel to fight. He pulls out a pulse rifle from behind his back. And he actually hits. He starts he's just like, fine, whatever. Okay, I'm not really into violence or whatever. Immediately it does something incredibly violent. Okay. Pulse rifle does 3d10. It deals no damage to the carcinid in the process. He full on hits the carcinid perfectly, dealing 0 damage.
All right. That's bad.
Carcinids are bulletproof.
Yeah, what's the next step?
The next step is we cut over to Dunamis. You make it to the bottom of the chimney. You see that there are dozens of cocoons along the wall that have all been destroyed by this grenade. And your radiation meter ticks up to lethal levels, which means if your suit gets damaged, you'll die instantly from the radiation. You may not be like, I'm dead, but you'll receive a lethal dose and be dead within a few hours. There's an industrial airlock door there. More Marines begin dropping down around you. And they begin going like, all right, we're ready to do this, Valdez. And Valdez is just like, where the fuck is Siege Squad? They're supposed to be holding this area. And some of them are gesturing to the reactor area. Some of them are gesturing to the chimney. Nearby, you can see there's a map that looks something like this. That doesn't include all that water stuff.
So we just went down 11?
Yes. You went down 11. All the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
Awfully radioactive for a hydroelectric.
Weird, that.
Well, it appears, Valdez, that step 1 complete. Maybe we figure out where Siege Squad is after we get the reactor up and running? Or fixed?
Okay. She punches the wall button and it opens into the hydroelectric reactor. You can see that the hatch opens onto a catwalk and the whole hydroelectric reactor is flooded and water is lapping at the metal grating that leads to the turbine. And at the center of the room that this grating goes to, there's a gigantic turbine where you can see that there are 2 soldiers. One of them is clinging to the other, and they are watching the water. The controls in here are completely damaged. You can see that one of them is like gesturing towards you. He's gesturing with like 5 fingers and 1 finger.
6. Meaning there's...
And he's pointing his gun at the water.
There's 6 bad guys in the water? Valdez, what would you do? What does
Valdez
6 mean
is
to
just
you?
like, I don't know, he's not on our comm channels. Everyone, advance carefully.
Go to channel 6. Got it, yeah.
You flip over to channel 6. Everybody else flips over to channel 6. You still don't hear from those 2. Valdez is just like, everyone advance slowly. Keep your guns. I want half of you high, half low. Let's go evens high, odds low. Doctor, with me. Stay on my ass. As like they begin advancing Marine style towards these guys. She begins making hand gestures, and you hear someone check in and go, this is Corporal Franco. This is Lance Corporal Franco. I'm here with Weaver. And you can see he's making hand gestures to Weaver. I'm still here. We've got a GMPG. Valdez is like, thank God. It was Hinton. Hinton killed Glockner, and he sabotaged the hydro reactor. There's only an hour left until it shuts down. Valdez is like, fuck. Franco goes, I only have 6 shots left. They can swim. They can breathe underwater.
Oh, 6 was how many bullets you have.
And you hear Weaver go, I'm good, Valdez. And Franco goes, Weaver is not good, ma'am. He got a bunch of cuts somehow. We need to get him some medical attention. He's not looking good. And Valdez goes, "Don't take your suits off, soldiers. You'll die immediately." Doctor?
Wait, are these cuts like very fine, small paper cuts all over?
Yeah, so you're not that close yet, and Weaver immediately starts freaking out and says, how did you know that?
Is there any type of computer terminal near her that Hinton may have turned on recently?
Yeah, he sabotaged the hydro reactor controls before he ran down into the tunnels. He
That's
kidnapped
it?
Dr. Jensen.
Just the control terminal though? No other like.
Valdez turns to you and she's just like, "Doctor, you're acting very cagey. Is there something we need to know about these cuts?"
Well, I'd say the cuts are step one. I'm actually
Right.
surprised that
Of the infection.
uh
Oh, and she looks and she's, "Weaver, are you infected?" And Franco's just like, "Infected? You mean these things can infect people?" And Valdez just shoots Weaver.
well, okay, I hate that I was about to say this, but I would have liked to research a little more to understand if she had a need to go to the mountains, but okay, there goes that.
Yeah, got it. How about you work on fixing the controls here?
That sounds like the main reason right here. I guess that's a good idea. Please don't let them attack me from behind.
Okay. You get forward to these controls.
I can't wait to fail a repair roll here in front of this person who's pissed.
It is destroyed beyond repair.
Oh,
You see that some
I can't fix
incredibly
this.
strong person went like this to the controls, and their fist went like 2 feet into solid steel machinery.
Valdez, are you familiar with Marvel?
Yes.
Do you like the Hulk?
She sighs so deeply.
Well, Hinton did a Hulk smash on this thing. It's beyond repair. I can't fix this.
If you can't fix this, then we're going to lose power very, very shortly.
Yes, which means we need to immediately go right back up and try to get to the communication tower.
Okay. Someone secure Franco. We're going back up. It's going to be a long climb.
There is there a way to like limit the water flooding, like to let some of the water out, or
Make
would that buy more time?
Yeah, make a
perhaps?
mechanics roll.
Skills. Mechanical repair. Can I
Yeah,
do that? Intellect.
Sure.
We get our first success.
Hell
Hey,
yeah!
Yay! What a success for the night!
Woo! Nailed it.
You are trying to figure out what's going to happen. You determine that there's no chance that there is any attempt to save this. There's no like side push of like keep the flooding from happening. You've probably got about 5 minutes before power in the facility fails.
And I've determined there's absolutely nothing I can do about it.
But as you're looking at the schematics here, it turns out that the tower that they use to transmit to the orbital relay is on a different electrical grid, and according to the remote panel that you have right here, it's still fully functioning.
Is it in any harm's way or risk with what's happening here?
Doesn't seem like it. Seems like as long as the tower is safe on the other side of the dam, it's perfectly safe.
Valdez, I do have some good news. Please don't hit me.
Why would I hit you, Doctor?
You just seem very frustrated and angry.
I've not physically ever touched you.
Ooh, you've come very, 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 very close.
Doctor, if I hit you right now, you'll die from the radiation.
Yes, I would prefer if you didn't. All the more reason not to. You wouldn't hear the great news I'm about to share. It appears the tower is on a separate power grid So it will continually have power, even if this loses power here. So I propose getting to the tower ASAP, and we will still have power.
I need time to think. Let's just get back up.
Yes, Tawaguchi.
Kawaguchi?
Oh, Kawaguchi. Yes. We need his program.
We cut back to a room full of people screaming at each other. Here's what happens. Kain, you get eaten and you die.
Oh no.
I can't try to make a speed roll to see if
Dr.
I can make
Edem
it.
Again,
doing?
this is how this system works. I tell
Okay.
you the bad things that happen,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you tell me how you get out of it. Ludemann,
Yeah.
Sobo gets eaten right in front of you.
Oh dear.
Like, this thing lurches across the room, gets, like, you're halfway there, but he like moves and is like, die. It completely ineffectual. You know, your laser thing never even touched this bug, doesn't consider you a threat yet. Absolutely going for the guy spraying him with bullets. He gets ripped in half, is just shattered, separated. Yeah, not good. So what do you guys want to do to prevent that dark future from happening?
Prevent that dark future.
And yeah, for Kain, for you, just to be clear, I said you die. What I should be more clear
Yeah.
about is it
You're
slams
gonna
you
die.
against the wall, right? And then it uses one of its new limbs to shoot a thing into your stomach, infect you, kill you, and then your dead body will become a carcinid later. But yeah, pinning you to the wall with like a limb made out of something organic but nearly steel in hardness.
Dr. Edem's is still around. Is that accurate?
Oh, Edom is just standing around just like, oh my, this is a bad situation. He's basically watching Dr. Manson die. But you can also see that now that the glass, he's like, oh my, this is bad. My research terminal's just over there. You can see he's like brushing the broken glass out of the way so he can crawl through the window.
So I'm beyond the point of what would you like to do to not have this happen?
Oh, you absolutely can have that not happen.
Make another action.
Okay.
You tell me if your action is like, I run away, I distract it by throwing Edom at it, I fire guns. Again, with this system, I tell
have a
you the bad
question.
thing, and you tell me what you do to prevent that from happening.
I have a question.
Yes?
I have my own jar of hydrofluoric acid that I've had for some time now since we removed it from the
Good
freezer.
time to hydrofluoric.
Is it been long enough that it's a liquid again?
It is a liquid. It has been several hours.
I would like to try trying to figure out how to word this to justify rolling speed instead of combat.
There's a 0% chance that that's going to happen.
Okay.
You need combat to chuck this thing like a grenade. It's combat.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you want to use your better stat to get out of this, but unfortunately, that would be like, I want to shoot him with my longbow in such a way that it allows me to use my strength rather than my dexterity.
I gotta try though, right?
Yeah, I don't knock the hustle, but
okay, so it's come through enough that Dr. Edom is looking at walking through the broken window.
Yeah, just crawling through on his hands and knees. But he's starting by brushing the broken glass, though. He's not a savage.
I think
doesn't want to harm his, immaculate outfit.
I have to curb my player tendencies and play up to the character.
Yes.
And I would like to make a speed roll to hope that the hallway's faring better and go up to the hallway.
Okay.
See if I just be like, no, while I'm trying to fish around and find my fucking vial. Okay.
Make speed roll.
Okay.
Wow.
Here's
Too
what
bad
happens.
I didn't roll that 8 on
you
a
turn,
roll.
You run, you slam, like you come in at like a 45-degree angle, you slam against the wall of the destroyed airlock, you push away, you go into the room, you're hoping things are better in here, and you see that things are not better in here. And behind you, you hear Edom go, oh, well, this was unanticipated. And begin screaming. It sounds like the scream of a man whose arm has been removed from his body and now he's being beaten to death with his own arm. It's such a specific scream. Ludemann, you hear screaming coming from behind you from
Yeah.
two different people that distracts you slightly as you're preparing to do something / anything.
Yeah, something / anything. So my laser cutter is currently overheated and needs to cool down for the round. So it isn't doing nothing for me right now. I hear a scream behind me. I see the thing charging Sobel. Anders yells, "Run!" and books it back. I believe there's a staircase behind me, right? If I'm remembering the map,
So
get the map correctly.
you will have to run past this creature in the
Okay, the
process.
staircase
You're
is
in the
not behind me,
lab.
it's in front of me. It came
Yes.
from I thought it came from the staircase, not the
Let's
uh,
let's
elevator.
break it down and look at this
Yeah, the
lab.
map.
Okay. So you are currently in the lab, which is the upper right hand area, right?
6 or
Six.
We're in 6.
7 is the clean room, and the dotted
okay.
line is the glass. So you are in area 6. It came from area 10 into that hallway, into the doorway in
I
area
see.
6.
So
It
it's
is
between
between you
me.
and any form of escape.
I see. Okay. Great. Great, 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 great.
Yeah.
There is no escape in any way, shape, or form. There is
I
nowhere to
mean, if you're
maneuver or
willing
go
to
to.
sacrifice Sobel, you
Uh,
certainly could try to get out of here by running past it.
well, I thought that. So essentially, yeah, I misinterpreted the map. So I thought I
Okay,
could
if you
grab
need a minute to think about
Manson
this,
and get out of here.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what Sobel's got on him. Yeah,
Sobel has a pulse rifle that he's firing
and
full zoom.
which is doing absolutely
Yeah, it's
nothing.
doing nothing.
So yeah, Anders
You
is
need the
definitely
riddle of
shouting, "Run!" is gonna grab, I guess, Dr. Manson and try to pull him with her,
right.
and
Speed
we're gonna
roll.
try to get through this thing, get out of here. And speed roll, you said?
Yep.
All right.
I'll
And
actually let you add athletics to this.
I do have it, so let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Panic
It's
check.
a panic. We
So
got it.
your stress is low, so the panics are bad, but they're not
Uh-huh.
real bad.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just a normal panic check. Yeah.
Yes. So you want to
Yeah.
hit higher than a 5. You're good. I think you don't panic if you roll higher than your stress.
Okay.
I believe is how it works.
All right.
Yeah.
You're good. However, you grab Dr. Manson, who's already tired from like throwing himself into the airlock, like just the stress of the situation. He's not like a physical guy, and you're like the two of you are stumbling. You physically hit the carcinid, and like you think you hit its body, but in fact, like what comes off is like another limb that pushes you back, and you're like, oh god, there's more limbs with razor sharp claws on them than I thought. They we have not as a cast gotten a good look at them ever. I want you to imagine something between like spiders and razor sharp crabs.
Mm.
So they have extremely hardened exoskeletons, but they're also birthed cancerously from people apparently. So they often have like an unusual number of limbs or weirdly human faces somewhere on their body or
Mm.
just human flesh occasionally.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's truly horrifying. Anyway, we're going to cut back to Dunamis, who's just climbing a rope for a really long time. It's super exhausting. Can you make a
Dark Souls
strength
ladder.
roll real quick? And if you have
I was
any
hoping-
athletics, you can add that.
Hoping to get like someone to carry me as a doctor. Yeah.
No, they have to carry their
just-
own body weight, their hazmat suit, and all of their military gear.
Let's see.
60 meters up a fucking rope.
I have 0 anything that'll help, so we're just gonna do.
Don't fuck
Where,
up.
where is athletics? I don't even know where that would be. We're just gonna do strength check.
Yeah. It's a skill.
It's
If you
a
don't
skill.
have it, you don't have it. Nice.
Look at this.
We will. What someone will survive.
You make it to.
I think Mason's getting out of here.
You make it, Mason, to the top, and you help a Marine come up. You help Valdez come up. You get everybody up here. People start popping their hazmat suits, and
I keep my on. No way I'm gonna take it off.
You see the elevator come up. You see the doors about to open. They're like fractionally open, and then the power goes out and doesn't come back on.
It's okay. That's just this circuit. The tower's on a different circuit. It's okay. We just have to get to the tower.
We cut
I'm not
back
trying
to
give some confidence. Everyone else
Dr.
is here.
Manson and Anders. The power isn't out yet. That's a problem for the future.
We gotta get out of here.
I try to throw the hydrofluoric at this one.
Right. Let's start with that. I don't even have to tell you the bad things that are happening. You start with
We're gonna die if I don't.
Yeah, Sobel's dead, by the way, for
Yeah,
sure.
fair.
But,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
and something
you
is
throw the
being
hydrofluoric.
injected in both halves of his dead body.
Anders is opened back up with the laser cutter.
You
Here we go.
absolutely fucking nail this thing with a vial of hydrofluoric acid. It hits such a small surface area of its body, like literally the size of 2 human hands. And all of that armored exoskeleton slaws off its body immediately, like an allergic reaction. It literally just sheds an entire layer of armored skin. And a sort of naked crab bug creature beneath it begins blistering with like allergies. And it screams in pain. And then it turns towards you. 6 claws come out as
You
it
made it,
begins
man!
advancing on
You made it, man!
Anders.
Is your thing recharged yet?
She pulls the trigger.
Busting makes me feel good. Let's do it.
Let's see what happens. Ooh!
Okay.
All right.
Roll your damage. It now has armor of 0, so any damage will deal damage to it. You deal 13 points of damage to the carcinid. Let's see
All backing up.
how bad that is.
Be enough. Can I aim at its legs? As many as that are on the
I
ground.
don't
Not the wavy
think on a
ones.
45 out of 49.
wants-
You're
he wants to turn
wildly
the-
firing.
He wants to
Cut
turn
the legs off.
the industrial laser to horizontal and go for the legs.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, did you enter VATS mode first?
Well, we're mixing references.
Yeah, double.
You failed to deal even a single wound to it.
Really?
Yeah, 13 is not enough to deal even a single
That
wound.
feels like
to
a
it.
lot of damage to me.
It does feel like
nearly
a lot
all
of
my
damage.
health.
I'll tell
Until you
what,
know it's a D100.
Oh my god! He rolled a 95. He goes with his claw to strike Dr. Philip Manson. This is literally the end of your fucking life. Like, you have thrown this, you've given the opportunity for the laser cutter, you're both like, yes. And then you see that, like, the laser slices through it, and then, like, it just keeps coming at you. You're like, fuck. This enormous, it has transformed beyond being, like, spider mode into, like, a fucking millipede. And it is coming forward to Iron Maiden slam into you, and you remain completely still. It is 100% like waiting for you to dodge, and it goes after the dodge, and then it notices you never dodge, and it rears back to go in again. We're not going to cut back to Dunamis. This is happening now.
Dunamis
What do
is
the
safe.
two of you want to do?
Why is
Running.
this so
Run!
interesting?
Run!
And I'm just gonna like try hold the trigger.
Oh, you got
down.
the SMG still, technically.
Okay. Make your roll.
Yeah, because it's blocking our way through.
Your SMG will now deal 100% damage.
Oh, here's hoping.
Yeah, that's counting on me hitting. Yeah, no.
SMG makes me feel good. Okay.
There's got to be something you could do.
Nope.
Anders.
Anders has no equipment relevant to the situation at this stage.
The
Throw
great
your
news,
cutter
Anders,
at it.
is that if you fail to do anything, it won't do anything to you because it's going to eat Manson.
Right, of course, of course. Oh my gosh. We're still in this room, right? With
You're
like...
still battling through the lab. Sobel's and the sergeant's corpse are in the background.
I guess
Both of
can
them have
Anders
the
dive for
bicycle.
the pulse rifle that Sobel
Ooh.
had and take the shot?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's do that.
It's blocking our way out. We have to go through it.
Yeah, for sure. No extra skills for this one, just so we're clear.
Okay.
Let's, no, there's nothing. Let's do it.
You dive, you hit the ground, you scoop up the pulse rifle, you go to fire, you hold the trigger down, Nothing is happening.
No.
Nothing is
What does
coming
it
out of
do?
this gun. You grab for Sobol. You're looking for any sort of
Grenade, do you have a grenade?
magazine change. You scramble over. You're still trying to fire over your shoulder, but nothing's coming out. You go to the sergeant. You like grab the magazine swap. You put it in, but that's the end of your turn. And
I'm sorry.
it's another attack by the Carcinid. It hits. It hits very hard. The Carcinid comes down. It is screaming in pain and agony as you activate its allergic reaction. It hits you for 25 damage, Dr. Manson.
All right, so when I run out of health, it resets and I take a wound.
Yes.
And then I take what the remaining again. So 9. So I take a wound and more than half of my hit points again.
Yeah. So let's see here. This attack type is a claw. Let's take a look at this here. Woundy table. I think gore is pretty appropriate. Would you say? Would you agree
That was
with
about
that?
right with what it's doing.
I don't know if there's a pre-made wound chart to roll on. I think just roll.
There is.
Oh, is there?
Yeah,
I
there's
meant
a.
in game, but
Oh, in the Foundry?
I don't think so.
There might not be in the Foundry, but there is in the rulebook.
Yes. I'm just trying to find it here. That's a panic table.
Gore's not the worst one, but they're all bad.
Roll on the wounds table. Here we go. Roll a d10. A 9 or a 9 is the worst, and a 10 is the best.
Is it gonna be?
That's quite bad.
Mm-hmm.
You lose your right arm, and you gain bleeding 5.
Is that per turn?
Yes. It's pretty bad. I mean, you've literally lost a limb in the process. If not treated, this will overwhelm you and kill you.
Yeah.
It causes 5 damage every round.
But this is only one Carcinid that's currently after us. There's 2 in this room.
The one
The
that's
other
eating
one is
Edom
busy.
is still in the other room.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
Still having lunch.
And that
Okay.
one's still armored.
So the new round comes around. If you do nothing, the Carcinid that is in this room is going to finish eating Dr. Manson and then injecting something into his corpse.
Yeah.
And he is beating Dr. Manson to death with his arm, which seems to kind of be this guy's thing. Like, this entire species seems to love ripping people's limbs off and then beat them to death with it.
They're bad.
They're
you know-
bad? They're bad?
According to them.
Okay.
Which
Study that,
arm?
Manson.
Which
I
arm
guess
got ripped
here's
off?
yeah.
Your right
Anders
arm.
is going to
Okay, so the SMG is gone.
Well, no, the SMG can be used one-handed.
Yeah, but it was in my right arm.
Oh, okay.
That's the hand that was on the
fair.
pistol grip. He's
That's
right
fair,
handed.
that's fair.
So.
I wanna say that it drops out of the right arm and falls to the floor next to you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Oh, what was
You-
oh god, what was his name?
You're shooting yourself while you're being
no,
hit by
the
yourself.
CIA guy in Predator.
yes. Hold on.
Oh no. Billy was the knife guy. Dylan?
Yeah, then you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, got you pushing pencils behind a desk or something like that.
Right. I would like to. I'll try to go first because I'm probably going to do
Okay.
nothing anyways. I would like to try to, like, screaming in pain. I'm going to try to go for the Dylan and do the one-arm SMG and see if I can, like, scoop it off the floor and shoot
Believe in
up
you,
at it.
Doctor.
Yeah, I'd like you to roll that at disadvantage for sure. I feel really reasonable about asking for this.
I
at
feel
disadvantage.
so unnecessary.
It's already going to fail.
Until you were gonna pass.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
And
Did I
it
show me
wouldn't.
both of the rolls?
I don't.
It
think
wouldn't have hit anyways.
Yeah, it wouldn't have hit. So don't blame me.
Feel no pain. Feel no pain. Goodbye. Good night.
At least Mason feels like he's trying to do something, and the overwhelming shock of the situation gets
Your
this. You're
heart.
spraying shots while he's spraying blood everywhere, confused and in pain.
Your heart is beating so fast right now as you feel yourself dying.
Why is this so painfully interesting?
Anders is gonna run up screaming, "Just die, you stupid crab!" and shove the laser cutter literally as into its chest if she can, and pull the trigger.
Okay, go ahead.
And here we go.
Oh, and I'll take my 5 damage because I did an action.
Yes.
Another
Oh, no.
failure.
And,
The critical failure.
Do I get advantage on this? Because
yes, you can. You can choose to do so, but you have to do that before you make the roll.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
For the is the advantage on the panic check or on the
On the attack, just because I literally just charge it straight into.
I'll let
Can't
you
miss.
I'll let you re-roll.
Okay, all
I
right.
will.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Your
But that's
equivalent
the
advantage.
extent of my
Of
kindness in
course,
this
I
horror
believe
game.
him. Yeah, see, perfect. I'll just take the
Oh
lack
my
of
god,
panic.
you
I
almost rolled
failed.
the same thing.
I'm so sorry, Doctor.
Oh, I was dead
Hanson.
anyways. There was no way you were gonna stop this bleeding.
Yeah, it was gone. No, well, Anders was gonna try to use her patch kit for Vex. It's on your arm. It's over. You're dead.
I'd bleed out in a sealed suit.
You're
Yeah.
dead.
So I think what happens is we see that elevator door opening and there's no one inside of it. I was setting it there as like a flashback to the two of you coming up, but yeah, there's no one inside of it. We cut
Should
to
have run.
the hangar bay doors as the power goes out, and we see Carcinids cutting through the door. The other team is not here. The hospital corpsman is gone, and the door he was using to get to the tower burst open as we see that like his face is on a carcinid that bursts through the door, and we just have Dr. Mason like backing into a corner as Marines are firing in every direction, just screaming like get some, and like one of them's like, I'm not going down like this. None of them are dealing any damage to anything, as the room is completely dark and is only lit by like the muzzle flashes and the fact that they're all using tracer ammunition in their pulse rifles, and just some like really nostalgic Western piano of the Jurassic Park theme is playing as the camera pulls up, watching the facility like in the flash of darkness, StarCraft Brood War cinematic style. We just see more and more Carcinids coming to the facility in the darkness. We cut to all the way back on the ship on the Metamorphosis. We see that like the captain of the Metamorphosis is just like, we haven't heard anything from anyone in a while. Someone go talk to the corporate rep. He's just been kind of weird for the last few minutes, and we see like a steward go into the corporate rep's room, and Moss,
No.
the manager that woke you up, Moss is staring at a terminal, just like looking at it, and there's just static on the screen, and the steward's like, Mr. Moss, are you all right, sir? And he's just like, I just got done calling down on the surface. I wanted to make sure the mission was going okay. And his swivel chair turns toward the steward, paper cuts all across his face begin going out. And the steward's like, sir, we need to get you to medical. And Moss is just like, you have to hear this. And he picks up the headset and he puts it on the steward's head. This has been another bug hunt.